Well, since the release of the Snyder Cut has been confirmed to be coming to HBO Max, there have been these other rumors. Most notably that Henry Cavill might have a new contract to do more Superman films. And then a little odd one I didn't expect was possibly Ryan Reynolds might return as Hal Jordan. Albeit probably a different version of Hal Jordan, as that wouldn't really fit with his movie and stuff. But that there was this scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League, a little teaser at the end in which Bruce Wayne encounters the Green Lanterns. And I think it was supposed to be more than one. And I thought at the time it meant like these alien versions of like Kilowog and whatnot. But maybe Hal Jordan will be there amongst them. And rather than cast someone else, that maybe they'll just go with Ryan Reynolds. Whether it was originally intended to be Ryan Reynolds, I don't know. But Ryan Reynolds did seem to joke a lot about Snyder Cut and stuff, you know. But anyway, that's a bit of a long shot, I think. But still, you know, why not? But wouldn't it be nice to have Ben Affleck's Batman back? Well, now there's a rumor about that too. Felt a bit cheated that we weren't going to get to see his Batman movie, which by all accounts, the people who read the script said it was very good. Of course, one of which was the actor playing Deathstroke. And so he's quite invested in that. Joe Manganiello. I can't say his name. Sorry, man. But then Jay Oliva said he'd read it and he thought it was the best he'd ever seen. And, of course, he's the storyboard artist and the guy behind a lot of DC animated movies and whatnot, and worked with Zack Snyder. But Ben Affleck had his own problems and whatnot, and then all this mess coming about all that. He walked out. Some suggest that Jeff Johns was involved in this, and that Jeff Johns had even had an idea for a Batman movie going as far back as 2012, in which it would be a younger Batman in his second year, and they'd want to cast a pretty boy in the role. And that's exactly what they did with Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves, huh? So these things go around, but if it's any consolation to people who just don't like Jeff Johns, I guess, they stole it from him. I don't think he has anything to do with it, as it is now. Whether it was going to always be a detective story or not, I don't know. But the Jeff Johns stuff, there's not enough there for me conclusively to say that he's totally to blame. I think he's a guy who saw an opportunity and went for it, and, well, it crashed and burned. The 11th hour trying to change Justice League from one movie to another, that's the big lesson. You can't do that. So once you've made your decision at the outset of Zack Snyder's vision, then that's the one you got to follow through with. You can't change it at the last there. If there had been some time and they hadn't rushed into Justice League while Batman versus Superman still going on and all that, then maybe they could have, you know, a easier time to reset and say, Zach, you know, we tried, it's 2 movies in, it didn't perform the way we wanted. We're going to go with someone else and move on with some other thing. And, thanks. But that's not how it worked out. They had him working deep into Justice League, and then all of a sudden they want to pull it out from under him while he was trying to accommodate them, you know, saying, Zach, cut it down to this. Oh, Zach, take this out. Oh, you know, Affleck wasn't going to have any of that. And apparently, then you had people like Johns who was pushing for this other version of Batman that Affleck wouldn't fit into. So, yeah, maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But perhaps, just perhaps, we might get to see that version of Batman return, if this rumor is to be believed. And with AT&T teasing about this on Twitter, it does add some amount of credibility to this, that at least the possibility exists that there's talks between the two camps here about doing this. So the idea, there's been the Cultured Nerd talked about it briefly. Of course, there's the Twitter posts, and then there's 4chan, which, yeah, grain of salt and everything, but sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not. But the idea would be that Ben Affleck would get his own HBO Max original series that follows directly from where the Snyder Cut leaves off, and that's what the idea would have been with his Batman movie, in which, Batman takes on Deathstroke. and Snyder would executive produce, and Ben Affleck would pretty much be in charge here. He'd be the showrunner. He would develop this series, and it would follow that story. And then you could follow through with that. If the Snyder Cut is successful and draws in subscribers and all that, then you're going to want more. So then Snyder could continue his Justice League saga, if you will, and that would follow quite nicely with Ben Affleck's Batman series, which, if they follow through with what was revealed about what the original outcome was, well, things don't go well for Batman. He goes down in a blaze of glory in the battle against Darkseid, and maybe they'll still do that, but still we'll get a lot of Ben Affleck's Batman, which is good news to me, if it's true, of course, but, you know. So, crazy things have happened. And so, this isn't all that far-fetched. I think this is more likely than the Ryan Reynolds being Green Lantern, you know. So, this could happen. And so could the Air Cut. So this fits in and says, oh, well, wait a minute. They've already got Matt Reeves' Batman underway. Yeah, they can do that. If Matt Reeves' Batman with Robert Pattinson can go forward in its theatrical release, provided there's movie theaters still existing. But, of course, those would end up on HBO Max eventually, too. And you just have a separate version of it, and you embrace the DC multiverse, which DC Comics has been at the forefront of since the 60s, beginning with, well, I think that was that story in the 50s, late 50s or whatnot, The Flash of Two Worlds. But anyway, that whole idea of different versions of their characters already established with, of course, the Joker, and so on and so forth. So, we'll see, won't we? But, yeah, I'm hoping he comes back as Batman. I just, you know, let him finish that story and produce all that, and that'll be a nice package. And, of course, HBO Max needs content. They need a bankable franchise for it that draws people in. You want these series that people, this must-see series, that sort of thing. And this is the property they had. This is what they bought. And for AT&T, they bought a lot of debt when they purchased Warner Brothers. And you need this HBO Max thing to pay off big. And you've got to have more than just what you've had before. And they go, hey, look, our catalog of movies. Well, that's great and all, but the new stuff is what you need. And here it is. And of course, give him control, creative control over it. You know what the script is. You know what the story is. You know where direction it is. Look that over. And if that's good enough, then let Ben Affleck do his Batman series. And I think that would be nice for all involved. Certainly for me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I'm biased, of course. Anyway, let's hope it's true. All right. Thank you for watching and listening. Why not like and subscribe and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores and have plenty of goodies for you. You know, hats, mugs, stickers, posters, all that goody stuff. Plus, you can head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book Night Night. Oh, yeah. Plus, you can also catch my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, over at RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on my channel at BitChute. That's the Mr Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.